I got all the gears in the front half of this transmission as well as the shift fork here. So you can see that. Slides, well, it did slide, it slid out. But anyways, all the gears are in there, so now all I have to do is put this transmission back half on. Only tips I have is use the shaft to put the bearing in this end, because it helps hold the bearing straight when you're pressing it in there. And then that way you don't ruin the case trying to get the bearing in. And also when you're putting this all together, already have the shift fork in this gear set. Okay, so the next step here in installing this transmission is to remove this original skid plate as well as the original transmission. As you can see there, that's the original transmission. And like I said, you remove this skid plate and install this skid plate that works with this transmission. So I just went ahead and strapped my motor in there, and basically I'm going to take out these couple bolts here which hold this in on both sides, and then go ahead and switch the motor. So a couple quick tips here. So this old skid plate I went ahead and pulled out. Just take the screws out that hold the actual skid plate in, and then go ahead and kind of pry the chassis apart and get one side of the skid plate out, and then pull it out. And same for the new one. When you're putting it in, put one side in there first and spread the chassis and pop it in quick. These running boards, I took pretty much every screw out except for the front little screw. You don't need to take that out. And then to help hold this chassis plate in, I went ahead and bolted the links up before it's in the chassis. And another note here real quick, just make sure your chassis plate is in the right direction before you put it in the truck. The 2-speed transmission is all put in. Went in fairly easy. I don't have a servo for it right now to hook up, but both speeds work. Everything works like it should. Let's see here. The only difficulties I had for actually installing it was I had to actually cut both of these drive shafts short, and these are two of the shortest drive shafts I had in the bag of parts, as well as already on the truck. And then the back drive shaft, I had to put one of the longest drive shafts on the back part there. Otherwise, it seems to be pretty decent. Only other part that is a little bit weird is this cover right here. This cover is hard to put on, kind of, or I guess I should say it's just kind of like a tight fit. You can see the cutout for the frame right there. You kind of got to put this side in first, and then just pop it down in there, kind of like that. Hopefully you can see that, but yeah, it's a pretty tight fit. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy. I just wanted to say thanks for watching. There is going to be a part 4. It's just going to be like recommendations and things like that. I'll leave the links to the other videos in the description. There's numbers 1 through 4 videos. So if you need to watch the previous video, or if you're on the wrong video, go in the description and there'll be links to the other videos.